Hi everyone, hope y'all are doing well. Thank you for joining me for another video. With this video, I wanted to share with you all how I study. I just started the renal system and I thought it was a perfect time to show you how I study, specifically because I think I finally found what works best for me, and so I wanted to show with you all so that maybe y'all can use it, right? So throughout this video, I'm going to show what my PASS system is. I'm also going to talk about USMLE-RX. I'm going to also talk about the boards and beyond. And I am going to share with you how I go through my PowerPoint presentations that I get through class. So I really hope y'all enjoy this. I hope y'all learn. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned in this video, let me know. And yeah, I'll answer it. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and if you have, thank you, and don't forget to click on the notification bell to be reminded of my next video. Good morning, everyone. So for this week, I wanted to show you all like what I do for medical school, how I study on a day-to-day basis. So right now it's 9 a.m. my time, Pacific time. I woke up at 7 a.m. and I just got ready for the day, you know, with like teeth, face, and that's about it. But more importantly, I looked up some YouTube videos because I knew that we were going to talk about the kidneys, anatomy in particular. So I found a nice like osmosis video, and I just watched it. Maybe like 1.5 or 1.7 speed. And then I also watched an embryology video. I went to YouTube and I put like kidney embryology or renal embryology, and I found a nice video, and I watched that one as well. And that video led me to another video about just like a general like a transitional video of the renal system. How it develops. And after that, I watched one Boards and Beyond video on embryology. However, the Boards and Beyond video, it didn't focus on embryology, so it was called embryology, but the majority of it was kind of like disorders that can come about from not like good development of the renal system. So I kind of like watched it. I watched the first part, the part that I need to understand, maybe like at 1.25 speed, and then I watched the rest at like 1.75 speed, just because I knew that I didn't need to focus on it yet. And the reason why I do that, I like to for Boards and Beyond, like it's very dense. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I like it. But I can't speed it up because it's a lot of information, and I just have to like listen and pay attention. I didn't take any notes because this is just like me trying to understand. This is my first exposure. There are no PDFs, or the professor hasn't put out his presentation yet. I think he's gonna do it after class, and so he just sent an email with what we're going to cover. And if I would have done it better, I would have looked into the book, see what the topics are, and then look into it, into videos about it. However, yesterday was my free day and I didn't do anything. Like yesterday, because after I just took my test as a reminder. So I just went to my mom's, like I just relaxed, and so I didn't do anything. So that's why I woke up early. My class was at 8 a.m. So I did all of what I just said in an hour, and then right now I'm in a 10-minute break. Just took my anatomy class, and then now in like 5 minutes I'm going to begin my embryology class. So hope this helps. All right, y'all, so it's 11:30 and I have finished my lecture, and I did some like minor chores. I did like the dishes, and the reason why I'm letting you know is because I usually listen to a video when I'm doing the dishes. So if y'all, I don't know, I'm just sharing. I don't, of course, like you can't like grasp everything, but at least it keeps you like kind of like thinking about it. And to me, it's kind of like I'm not wasting my time. But before I start studying, I wanted to show you all this because this I think really helped me out to know how to study, when to study. So this is what I call my pass sheet. I think I have it right there, pass sheet. And so basically, on the side, on the left, I do the name of the class that I'm taking. So because this is all related to lungs, has lung anatomy, first pass, excuse me. I basically write down what I did. So I went to the lecture and I completed written notes, which means that's what I have available. Then for my second pass, like what I did, my second pass usually is the day of the lecture, so I review it. Whatever I do to review, I just write it down there. And then third pass, I just like, it depends, you know, it depends by class. So that's why I decided to just write mini notes. And the asterisks are my last pass. So as you can see, I did a last pass on everything except for one class. Yeah, and then the bigger asterisk for me, I mean, it's it basically meant that I reviewed it, and I reviewed it like well. To what I'm fine not reviewing it again. And the minor asterisk, it just meant like, yeah, you reviewed it, but if you can go again, then go for it, you know. But of course I didn't have time, I just did all of that. And then the reason why they're different colors is because on the side, if you see there on the right, I color coordinated all of my classes by what the professors basically do the breakup. So if you see on the key on the right, it says anatomy 5 questions. And I made that yellow, and then I copied the name of the class on the side on the right. But it basically goes hand in hand with my pass. So this really helps me so that I can just know how, like what classes go with what, because at the end of the like 2 weeks, and then you have your test, the professors or like the year coordinator, or excuse me, the block coordinator will give you like the question breakdown, and they'll say, okay, anatomy, embryo, histology, biochem, 9 questions. And you're like, well, what were the biochem slides? And I realized that this is just better to do it as I go through. So yeah, that was my question breakdown for this past test. It was 60 questions, and those are the colors that I coordinated with it. In the middle, I did a to-do. So I try to do like what I need to do next for my next pass usually. And then I just what's it called, cross it off, sorry. Blinking. But yeah, I cross it off to show me that I already did it. And on the side here, I have videos. So I started this later and I didn't complete it as much, but I'm gonna try to do that for this block, or not block, but this exam. I just write down the videos that I watched or that I found helpful, just in case I need to go back. And so what I did before studying today is I just made another one. So we had renal anatomy and renal embryology, and I already assigned 2 colors to them. And then I haven't written down what I did, but basically for both I went to lecture and then I wrote notes on my paper because we didn't have the PDF available. And then I'll probably mention here like, oh, like osmosis video or like embryology video, just so that I know. And then over here on the video section, I'll put the embryology video that I thought was useful. But because I watched them in the morning, I didn't have time to do this, and I didn't have this ready to go. So yeah, and then as I realize what I need to do, I will give myself a to-do list. And I think having it all here really helped me keep things organized, basically, because I used to have it all in my planner, and after a while it just got really chaotic and really stressful, and it really I had to rely on like myself, you know, on like, well, did I already do this one? Do I need to do it again? Do you feel comfortable? And I'm never gonna feel comfortable with the material. Like, let's be real. I'm just gonna be like, nope, you still need to do more. And having this pass system, it helps me do like an equal level pass, you know. So if I already know the material, but I know that I need to do my third pass, then I just go through it a little bit faster, or just like enough for me to know that I understand. And then it's good, like it's a pass. And for this test, I was able to do 4 passes for almost all of them. I think I just missed one. because, well, time. But I'm gonna try to do that again. 4 passes I think went well, and as some of you may know, like I did well on this last exam. I like for the first time ever in medical school, I got like an A, and I didn't even think that was possible because I kept getting B's throughout, and I got like 2 C's thus far. So yeah, this worked out, so I'm gonna do it again, and that's why I'm actually like showing you all, so hopefully y'all can do this, get started from the get-go, you know. So all right, back to study. All right, y'all, so I just finished watching an anatomy video of the renal system by Ninja Nerd, and then I also watched a like 5-minute anatomy video, also renal, right? So everything's renal now. Anatomy video on Boards and Beyond. And I didn't mention, but I have USMLE RX. It's basically the same thing as Boards and Beyond. They basically have videos as well, and questions like STEP, and they also have like articles. They have articles based off like material that they don't have on the videos, or just like a more elaborate explanation, and it's very simple to read. And so I read that. I do read, y'all. So I read that whenever I don't understand things. But yeah, for me now it's lunchtime. The way that I do this is I try to understand before I write things down. So like if I know that I don't know everything right now, but at least I have like a general idea of what I am going to like really focus on. So now that I have like a general idea of what's going on, I'm gonna go back into the lecture notes because the professor already posted the PDF. So I'm going to do notes as I go along through the slides. So I'm going to thoroughly read the PDF notes, and whatever I don't know, I'll look up either on the book or the video if it was mentioned. So I'll either rewatch the video or that section, and yeah, and just write it on the notes of the PDF. So that's what I'm gonna do next. However, it is lunchtime. Good morning, everyone. So yesterday I basically out of 2 lectures, I had anatomy and embryology. I only finished 1, and it's okay. I'm not stressed about it, just because every time that we start a new, I guess, topic, in this case, like organ system, you know, like I don't know anything. I mean, I know that I have my undergrad experience, so I know like what a nephron is, you know. But I just don't know the details of things. And so yesterday I kind of took my time to look into the Grey's Anatomy book. I read like maybe like 2 or 3 pages in total of it, just because there was things on the PDF slide from that my professor did that I didn't understand, and I wanted to see how the book picture explained it. And a lot of it was a lot of like terminology that I just wasn't sure of. So it was a lot of like Google searching. What I'm gonna do today, I'm going to work on the class that I had today. I just finished lecture. It's 9:45. I had my histology class, and so for my histology renal class, I learned different cell types of the kidney. And so what I did to prepare was this morning, I mentioned yesterday that I have USMLE RX. And what I like about USMLE RX is that they have documents, and they have like, they call it bricks, USMLE bricks, which is basically little articles on different topics. And so they had one called Histology under the renal section. And so I just looked into that, and I read about half of it this morning, and that really helped me out, because I went into class already knowing certain things or not feeling lost. And with this professor, she kind of goes a little bit fast, or just like, it's just a lot of new things at once, you know. So it helped me not feel lost or overwhelmed. So I'm not overwhelmed about the material right now. I know that there's a lot I don't know, but that's okay. That's what today's for. And so hopefully my plan is I'm gonna finish reviewing that and maybe start doing the embryology lecture from yesterday. And then since I didn't finish, I'm just gonna keep embryology in mind. So whenever I have like free time, I'll do that. And if not, I'll just wait till the weekend to finish that off. But it didn't seem that bad because again, I did watch some videos on it previously before lecture. But the thing is that during lecture there was material that was not in my videos, that was not in Boards and Beyond, that was not in what else did I watch? I watched a YouTube video on embryology and it wasn't there because he went more into full detail, you know? So something that y'all should know is that like I think I mentioned it before, but Boards and Beyond is very much 4-step. It's not for medical school, right? Like medical school, they go into depth because it's like what they do, you know, like they're teaching you medicine, whereas they're not teaching you like everything only for Boards and Beyond or for STEP, you know. So keep that in mind. And so although it's a little frustrating because then that means I have to rely on like YouTube and outside sources, and like it is what it is, you know. That's why I personally like the balance that I have. I know that it both RX and Boards and Beyond are expensive, but I like having both of them just because it really simplifies the material for me. So this is USMLE RX. I'm under their bricks section. Just a quick little view. They have bricks and you can have an online version of first aid. Study Stream, I think it's like their way of like keeping everything on track. I don't know, I don't really use it. QMax, they have questions, step-like questions, and RX basically divides it into different sections, like cardiology section, etc. And so, yeah. And then they have a flash facts, which is they have flashcards made based off of the first aid book. They have express videos, which is basically videos that they make based off of first step. Smart notes, which I think is like you can make your own notes. Anyways, I'm in the USMLE bricks section. Let me just show you real quick. They have different things available, different topics. So I'm clicking on this one because I'm on it right now, bricks, renal. And so they have, for example, anatomy, and then I'm going to do today all 3 of these. So it takes supposedly 11 minutes to read through everything. So let me just show you real quick what I'm gonna do. So this is what I read in the morning. So it's just, let's see, like low information on the nephron, then like the glomerulus, sorry. And then this is a histology section. So this is what I mean by looking at cells. So like this is that, right? And so then, yeah, so I just need to finish reading this because I stopped right here. But there's 3 more. And then I wanted to show you because Boards and Beyond, their renal section, they don't have a histology, for example. Embryology, which is the one I saw. Anatomy is the one I saw. Probably will use these for sure like later, right? But do you see how this is like the introductory material? And they don't have a histology section, so I immediately just go to the RX to see what they have, and thankfully they have something. Don't feel like you have to get it. I'm just showing you what I have, you know. And the way that I thought about it was, I know that I'm not like a strong reader. Let me show you the book. So this is a section of the Grey's Anatomy book. So this is like what I was reading yesterday. And you know, like it's good. Like, I mean, it explains things and stuff. But the thing is, I'm just a slow reader. I don't know. I just don't know what it is. Like, it just takes me longer to read, and it not only to read, because like I can read, but like I can't put everything together. I don't know. And I feel like RX already just does that for you. So I feel like, why not just go there? So I go there first, right? Then So I'm going to finish that, and then I'm going to go into my lectures for today, like the histology PDF. And then, of course, that RX is not going to have, like everything that was on the RX is not going to be on my PDF, and then vice versa. So that's when I go outside, and then I will go into the book for those sections. So I go to the book when it's the sections that are not included outside, and well, if I don't understand it, I need to read it from the source directly, because you know, some books are easy to read and some books are like very helpful. I just prefer to go to it as a last resort. Just being honest. But if you want to read like all of it, go for it. Like that's the recommended thing. Like when you go into UAG, that's what they say: read the chapter before class, and then go to class, and after class review the material. That's like their recommendation, and I recommend that idea. I just modified it to what's best for me. So modify to what's best for you. Don't do it just because it worked for me or worked for your friends, you know. That's like the whole point, like of figuring out what studies method is best for you. Like if you like pictures, if you like videos, if you like reading, because it just makes everything better, yeah, go for it. Like it honestly depends on the subject, depends on the chapter, depends on the author, like so many factors. So that's why I always do look into the book to see if it's like an easy read. You know, so these will go away if I refresh, but I just wanted to see, like, you just click on the answers and then they give you an explanation, and it's really nice because you can highlight within this program and it just saves it. And that's it. It's just like a couple questions at the end to see if you understood. And yeah, when I didn't understand this one, it was because I guess I didn't truly understand what the Bowman's capsule was. Hey y'all, so I just finished my thorough review for the histology section. So I finished the 3 bricks for histology, and I went into the PowerPoint presentation. It was like 72 slides, and I realized that there were stuff that I still didn't know and I didn't understand. So I went directly to the book. At the end of the presentations, the professors usually put the books that they used as their reference. So for this lecture, there was 2 histology books. So I have them, and then I looked into the chapters, into the sections that I needed. I usually don't read through the whole chapter just because it really drains my energy, and it's very counterproductive for myself. So I try to just do control find into the terms that I don't understand, and I just read that paragraph. And if I see that I need further reading, I either read ahead or below, like below or after, you know. So yeah, so I did that to fill in the gaps of what I needed to know, and if I didn't understand. I am going to put on my to-do list to go back into the stream and listen to that lecture again. I personally don't like to go back to listen to the lectures because I feel like I should have gotten everything at the first run, and I kind of like try to keep myself accountable and try to get the information from different sources. And I feel like once from the professor and then again from the professor from the PDF thorough review, like I shouldn't need to go to the stream. But considering that the PDF wasn't available until after the class, I didn't take the best notes. So there was things that were slightly written or with on my paper notes on like my notebook with a question mark, and I know that I want to go back to them because I still left them with question marks because I thought I just had to read through the slides and then I'll figure it out, or through the book. But I guess it's something that like the professor might have said or stuff like that, you know. So I'll do that tomorrow, or I don't know, the weekend probably, because tomorrow I have 2 lectures. I'm gonna quickly show you my histology lecture. So let's say, for example, they always give an objectives of what the main idea is for like what we should learn in the class. Then they, you know, they give you stuff. So what I do for each picture is I just like I underline what we're supposed to learn, and we usually need to know everything. But anyways, it helps me make sure that I'm looking at the pictures in detail. And for example, this picture, I wasn't sure what CAP or OLC, ILC meant, and they didn't put like a, what's it called, the bibliography, or like where they got it. So I went into 2 books that they mentioned at the end of their slides, and I basically wrote down like I found the picture and then I read the caption, and that's how I could put over here, oh, it meant outer layer of the capsule. So now I know how to relate to it, and I think it's important because, well, especially for histology, because they want us to focus on the cells, right? And so I found this same picture but in better quality with the caption. And then as I was reading, for example, I put a question mark because I told myself that I'm gonna go back into the stream to re-listen to the class lecture. So I want to see what this is because I couldn't find it on the books, the 2 histology books, and so I didn't know exactly like what that was, and like I'm just not I'm not fully understanding the material, so I just put a question mark for myself for later. And yeah, basically same thing with the pictures. I try to like just very like look into them. For example, I like over highlighted this one to see like, oh, that's that type of nephron. And same thing here, these are like beginnings, so I want to show you a more involved notes. Yeah, I see like the circle means I need to go back. Yeah, that's basically what I do though. So yeah, same thing here, like, okay, you're telling me it's greater diameter, but like, I don't know, I'm just not very like 100 about it, so I'm just gonna look into it. I drew stuff, and I just like what I basically try to do is I just try to like summarize what I see on the picture. Same thing here, I try to summarize what I see and kind of like make it easier for myself to go back, and just so that I can understand what it means. So for example, for this one, like I understood most of it except for this part of the chains. I couldn't find this either on the book, so I have a feeling that there's another book out there that I just don't know which one, but I want to hear her explain it, because on my class notes, it's not like I didn't write that. I just wrote type 4 collagen for the lamina densa. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go back. But anyways, my point of this is that I want to show you that I try to go through every bullet point to understand what it says. So even though, for example, this one's very simple and it just means like the secondary process, it's called pedicels. Like I just put that, like secondary process equals pedicels, because like as I'm writing it, I can basically understand it a little bit better in my own words, even though it's easy to understand. So I kind of try to either reiterate what the bullet point says, or I explain it or further like go into it. Or well, also, and I also do notes. So for example, this material was something that was given in the RX articles that I read. So if it's a video that I read or article or a book, like outside resources, like I try to put it here just so that I know what it means, like if it's related, right? Only if it's related. Same thing here, I couldn't find this picture. It's so sad. And so I just want to confirm that I know these, like you see like the V and the P, you know, like I wanted to identify all of them, but I just wasn't sure, so I figured I'll just skip it and then come back and listen to it. Because the professor usually goes into it with her arrow, and she's like, oh, this is this and that. But because I didn't have, I didn't download the PDF. Well, that's what I have to do, go back and listen. I think that's it. I hope this helps. I just want you all to understand that understanding is like the best thing to do. And this is how it forces me to understand, by going through every little sentence, bullet point, and just making sure that I understand it, and every picture as well. And that is why it usually takes me forever to go through the slides afterwards. Okay, y'all, so this morning I had a body fluids class. So what I did to prepare for it, I watched the Boards and Beyond video called Renal Physiology 1, and it basically talked about like water fluid movements and just like our different compartments. And then after that, I went into lecture and I was able to download the PDF, and I wrote my notes on the tablet that I'm using. After class, I went into I saw like a lot of YouTube videos on the topic, and then after those YouTube videos, I went back to the Boards and Beyond video that I saw earlier today, and I am actually writing notes on the PDF. So I just wanted to show you real quick that I'm watching, and I downloaded the PDF here, and so I'm basically writing down notes. Anything that the doctor says on the video that explains the bullet points, I basically write it there, and I kind of dumb it down for myself. And I'm going to finish this video because this is the one that relates the most with the lecture material that we covered today. And after that, I'm gonna go into the PDF that we had for class. So I'm going to the top. These are my class notes that I took, and I try to color coordinate to whatever color I choose. I'm gonna put at the top. Like, those were my class notes. And yeah, I'm gonna go back into this, and I'm just gonna write in more notes here, basically explaining anything that I didn't explain or clarifying things. All right, y'all, that's all I have for this video. I hope y'all found it useful, and as always, y'all can always reach me at my Twitter, UAG_med, or y'all can email me, uagmedlife@gmail.com, or just comment below and I'll get to your questions or comments whenever I have free time. I wish you all the best of luck, and see you in the next one. Stay safe. Bye.